So check this out. The concept of yin and yang, that old, good old yin and yang that was observed and given to us by motherfuckers in the east side of the world, Asia, and things like that. We need to first start to understand, how does that concept relate to as above, so below, and how was that concept even observed in the first place, and why is it that so many people feel like that these concepts, these numerical concepts, these philosophical concepts apply to us, and why is it so famous and so famously used? And what was it? What was it observed from? How was it done? Where did these niggas get it from? Well, it's very simple. All we're really doing every day, all day, is just relating concepts as above, so below, and creating some kind of concept around an idea or a feeling specifically, so we can start to relate it to people and show people, hey, look, this is what this means, and this is talking about this cycle and that cycle, and these two cycles affect us in every day-to-day life. So this is what it is. You're basically looking at yin as the concept of black, as the concept of the night, and you're looking at yang as the concept of the day, as the concept of light. Meaning that it's a mathematical precision based on the travel of the sun and moon, and based on the daily cycle that we experience every day, because we know that as these cycles, these rhythms affect everything that lives on this planet. So we wake up when the sun goes up, and then we go down, then we go to sleep when the nighttime comes, and things like that. It's time to rest and things like that. And so you're looking at a mathematical concept, creating two units, labeling a concept of duality based on the extreme shift and changes between night and day. And in astrology, it's the same concept. It's pretty much just yang being the first house to the sixth house, Aries to Virgo, and then yin is basically just the seventh house to the 12th house. So it's just basically the yin time, the night time, the speculative time, and things like that. Because think about it, when you go to sleep, you go to speculate, you go to the dream world, you make up an imagination, you see yourself in your dream. Because supposedly when you go to dream, you're just in darkness, you're just in blackness, but really that darkness actually comes to life, and you animate it based on how you observe it. So you literally create figures, you create different scenarios that play out and reflect what's going on in your daily life. And so what's going on with the yin and yang concept is the same thing. However you program your yin realm, that's exactly what you're going to see when you go to sleep. If you tell yourself things like, let's say you're a sucker, you're a loser, or whatever, you're going to have a dream about being a sucker and a loser eventually, and you're going to be like, oh damn, yeah, I really am a sucker and a loser. But really, that's just the thoughts and feelings, the man and woman that are floating on your mind. And so they don't really go to sleep, and you don't really go to sleep. You just kind of like shut down this body, and you go see what's going on with your other body. So you kind of go at nighttime and inspect and see what's going on with your speculative thoughts and feelings and things like that, specifically your feelings and things like that. And then you play that out externally. However you feel about yourself, you play that out externally, yang, in the external world and things like that. So that would be like, so yang is like the sun. It's like the masculine principle. It's the external principle and things like that. And then yin is like the moon principle. It's the feminine principle. It's sort of receptivity and things like that. The number one comes from the sun. The number two comes from the moon, because it's talking about duality and things like that. And so when you start to understand that these concepts, just the concept of yin and yang, is just something that reflects our internal state of being and what we do, because everybody has a yin realm, right? Everybody speculates. Everybody has an unconscious, subconscious. Everybody has a conscious. The conscious mind plays out as like a select screen almost for the subconscious things that we hold within us and things of that nature. So all these concepts that we create externally, let's say for example, a lot of even the demons in Christianity and all that, it's just another reflection, it's just another external yang representation based on what we experience in our yin realm. The desires, the things that we say, oh, the devil is attacking me, I have a demon, my demons, oh, they're waking up, and things like that. You're talking about internal creatures that you gave breath and life to by you paying attention to them and things like that, and you charging them up, and you having a belief in them that they're real and they hold some form of power over you and things of that nature. So when we're observing the sky and making concept off of it, like yin and yang, or astrology or cosmology, or let's say the nakshatras and things like that, because we're really just relating these things as above, so below. Because we as spirits down here in the third dimension, we just kind of looking outwardly and receiving spectrums, different thoughts and feelings from the things that are going on, as far as planets that are traveling on the ecliptic and things like that, that are giving our mind and body new energies to develop. And so we're just kind of mimicking what's going on out there. That's why man always looked up to the stars to kind of map out the seas, map out the directions, all these things. There's a wide scope of use for the stars and really anything, if you just understand that everything is connected on Earth. And so by that knowledge alone, if everything is connected, then everything kind of leads back to the same thing almost, if you get what I mean. Like if you want to map, if you want to understand how to make a map, you got to understand the stars, because that's like in the sky, you can kind of pinpoint things based on the time of the month, based on the time of the day, based on the time of the week. And then you can start to make geographical maps. You can start to do all types of shit. You can start to do all types of mathematics. You make all types of philosophies and things like that. So yin and yang is just different spectrums of the experiences that we have as humans here down on Earth, which is just basically explaining to you yang being the masculine, being outwardly, being kind of like structured. Men don't really pay it. And we all have different attributes and characteristics, but based on whatever body you have, as the spirit that inhabited that body, there's going to be certain things that are required of you to play that out. So for example, if you're a man, you're going to most likely you're going to be at least expected to be out there externally in the world. Most men are not really necessarily in their feelings. Most men are worried about building something. Men are protectors, men are structured and things like that. And that's going to be the things that a man is kind of marketed and told to do and be. Like kind of be in the military, be in politics, being building houses, or whatever it is that the corporation or the shadow government that's ruling over a geographical location want to choose how to build that idea of what it means to be masculine, what it means to be a man. Because those are just things that they shape and form like a soul chamber, and they tell you, okay, you have to go in that soul chamber, but really you can just create your own soul chamber and things like that. And let's say if you're a women are more receptive to energies. Women are more sensitive to energies. Women are more in their feelings and things like that. But a woman can also be, just her being related by nature to the yin realm, she can be more chaotic in her feelings and things like that. But that's powerful as well, because not everything in reality need to make sense for you to kind of gain an intuition or a sense of information about what's going on around you. This is why a lot of the religions on Earth may kind of suppress females and things like that, because females is actually more powerful than men on this dimension and shit like that, because females can kind of get connected with information that's not even on this planet, but she may not necessarily know how to make sense out of it, and her man might tell her, nah, that don't really make sense. You need Jesus, blah 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 blah. You need Buddha, because men are not really in depth when it comes to that yin realm. They don't really tap into that and go into the depths of that, because there's a lot of power in that realm or spectrum of reality, and a woman is the physical embodiment of that. So me personally, I love learning from women. I love talking to women. I love sitting down with women, because a woman will intuitively teach you some shit that a man can't necessarily. But a man will teach you how to structure your reality, how to kind of be a protector, how to be a provider, how to organize your external circumstance, how not to be so much stuck in your feelings, maybe even how to take your feelings and organize them into a system and things like that. So both spectrums are needed, because obviously if one spectrum wasn't available, then the other would kind of be destroyed. It would kind of be like a twin in their mother's womb, missing one piece, but they kind of didn't know about it. And eventually, but that's the thing though, you need both energies, because if you don't tap into both the yin and yang simultaneously, you're gonna kind of find yourself like being either extremely logical, or you're gonna find yourself being extremely in your feelings and feminine, and not being able to share that in a constructive manner. So that's just a short video on the yin and yang spectrums, and what's the overall theme, what's the overall idea, and the underlying intent behind that concept. Real fucking shit.